Welcome back to the channel. First things first, this is airsoft. This is not real. This is a toy, just so everyone's aware. And this is going to be the first video today of, actually not the first video. This is going to be a video where I am going to be taking my brand new, based in the UK, Axios Customs Sig Sauer MCX Rattler, and this is by the original company Salvo Precision, and then obviously Axios has taken it and they have upgraded all of the internals, and they've sent it to West Laser, who has done this unreal paint job on it, which you can see there. And obviously this thing looks amazing. He's already switched out. He's obviously put the logo of the 6mm Badger channel on there. He's already put the Magpul K2 Plus grip on it. And I could 100% just play with it like this. I probably want some iron sights to put on there. But knowing me, I like to put different attachments on my replica. And so today, I've got some stuff here that we are going to take this base Rattler and turn it into something which I think is going to be really, really good to play with. I think this is going to be, I'm hoping that it ends up looking really cool. So come with me right now on this journey, and we're going to take this airsoft replica toy and turn it into something really cool. So first off, I think we'll go with the main thing. I actually have two options for this. Now, my optic is going to be a red dot, or a real steel red dot. I've actually got two options from HoloSun that I brought with me from other replicas. One of which is this SCRS G2, I think it's called, which is kind of a very cool little micro, it's a very small, compact, but high-risen red dot, and I've used it and I do like it. One thing that I don't like as much is the size of the window. It actually isn't too bad, and I used to be such a snob with this where I would only use optics with like a really nice big window on it. You can see there, it's got a very cool little green dot, which I really like. And then this is another one, which is the HS510C, which is, like, both of these are not super expensive. They're expensive, and they are both solar powered, which is kind of awesome, but they're not like crazy expensive. And so I think these work really well for airsoft, is one thing I'm going to say. Other thing that I've got on this one, which is why I think I'm going to lean towards this one, is that I've actually got a lens protector on there. So you can see this is actually like a little addition that I put on here. It actually works really well, or seems to. You can take these different plastic covers and then switch them out by pushing that grub screw down. Sorry, my screen's over here, so I'm looking at what I'm showing you while I'm doing it. But I do like the window size on this a lot more. Like, target acquisition is a lot easier. It also has the option for this, like, what is it, like a 5 MOA with a 32 MOA circle. So hard to get, yeah. So it's red, and I do prefer probably a green for daylight gameplay. But I think probably, I don't know, let me know in the description below if you would prefer that on there. Or I'm actually going to put a riser, but I will go with something like this and then put a riser on it. I think that just looks a bit more clean. This is very, very good for like compact and lightweight. Weight-wise, it's actually slightly lighter, but there isn't a huge difference. But I think I'm going to go with this one today. Other thing I've got is it's probably about a 1/2 inch riser, 0.75 inch riser. So I like having my optic like pretty high up. I would say like airsoft, especially because of the fact that I wear face protection. It just means that you've got, like, I don't want to have to be forcing my face down onto the actual, like, onto the stock here just to be able to see. When it's there and it's lower down, it's fine, but I do much prefer, I don't like how it looks. I way prefer it without the riser on it when it looks that way. But I do, I think, prefer just the ease of use, like how fast target acquisition is, just having that. And especially when you've got like lower face protection on, it just helps a lot. So let's loosen this guy up and we will get this installed. If you're watching this live, guys, or you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know down below in the comments or in the live chat. Nearly all of the videos on this channel right now are not being monetized. And I don't know if there is some big like change of YouTube policy, but it seems like where probably 50% used to be like, okay, sorry, no, we're not going to allow any ads on these videos. That's probably up to about 90% now. So I don't know if it's something that my channel's done to annoy YouTube or what's happened, but if you could leave a like, a comment, or a notification bell, I think it would really help the channel just kind of grow, because it seems like right now the growth is being kind of like throttled quite a bit. I don't know if I like the look of this riser that much, to be honest, but I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go with it about there. I think maybe one more forward. I do like my sights like further forward generally. I'll come back. But actually when I've got the riser on it, it's not as important. I'll go one forward. There we go. Again, this will probably change. Like, I'm doing this in the video and you're kind of seeing my process, but what will often happen is I'll install something like this, and then within about 20 minutes of me just picking it up, playing around with it, I'll kind of be like, you know what, I'm going to shift this forward. And that happens with like most of my builds, like throughout the time when I have them. It's not as if, I'm not going to over tighten this. I've actually started stripping this screw as well, which isn't great. Okay, so we'll leave that like that. I think that's going to be pretty good. So you can see there already it's changing in terms of like how it looks. Put it off to the side so it's not on black background. But because it's such a lightweight build, I do not want to go with anything too heavy on this. I'm going to turn this off so I remember. I don't want to go with anything too heavy on this. So what I actually ended up deciding to do was go with one of my favorites. And again, they haven't sponsored this. They did send me free products previously. But this one I actually ordered myself before I left. I was like, you know what? I want to be able to have something on this which is going to give me laser and flashlight, but is not going to be overbearing and is not going to mean I have to mount a switch, all of those. And really the best thing that I have found, even though they're not very expensive, is this. It is the Votatu. They've got a couple of different models. This one's their M6L series. I'll try and put links to everything down below so that you guys can see what it is. But this has one switch for laser, on, off, click it in or hold it down, and then a really like nice bright flashlight. And what I really love is that the switch is like right here. So I basically can just top mount this. You can mount it on the side, and I could do that on this, I think. Be a bit rail dependent. It is quite rail dependent just in terms of like how you're going to mount this stuff. But for me, what my ideal is going to be, I think, is going to be mounting this kind of here, because it allows me to then have my thumb resting like right there. So I'm going to take out these attachments which do the M-lock, because you can mount to M-lock or you can mount to Picatinny. I'm going to take out the M-lock attachments. Slightly too big. And then I'm going to mount it to that top rail. And we'll see if I do my other plan here is I've actually got a foregrip. And we'll see if I end up doing that. That's going to be like is it comfortable with it or without it? And that's where we're going to work out. I'm going to drop the M-lock piece. Okay, so those two M-lock nuts there, the screws. Actually, you know what I'm gonna have to do is unlock this slightly, just so that they can come off. There we go, there we go. Cost of this thing is really cheap. You know, it's about $50, I would say, looking around that number, which I think is kind of unbelievably good value for. I'll take this danger sticker off, which you shouldn't necessarily do, but I don't want it to show. Okay. Yeah, for what this is, I think that is like, it's one of those where I'm like, oh, I should just get another one because it's not that expensive, and actually I'm gonna end up using it. They actually do another option as well, which has the laser in the actual flashlight, so it's in like one body. I kind of like this split. where you've got the laser like above, because if you are mounting it to the top on the Picatinny, that is directly above bore. So it's not like it's off center at all, where you're trying to having to set it up for a certain distance and then readjust it if it's needing to go lower. I might go with like there. Again, I may adjust this and move it. We'll see. It's awkward. Sorry, I don't really have like a workbench here, clearly, which would be quite useful right now for these videos, but it's not like I'm doing work in this flat very often. Okay, let's not over tighten. Been having a real issue at the moment, like with just how I am ending up over tightening stuff and stripping screws. Okay, so I might move that slightly further forwards just because of like how my thumb feels there. I quite want it to be a bit more. I don't want to have to like contract my arm too much to get to the switch. I forget how small this little thing is. It is a very, very small, compact little replica. I mean, I never really had one of these. I've had friends who've had them. And I've had the Spear LT 11.5 inch. So I know kind of like mainly the ergonomics, but this thing is that like 6-inch rail is super short. Okay, so I think that is perfect. Like that there. And then if I have, we'll see if I put that foregrip on it, but I think that that's going to be good. My only concern is if it's going to like interrupt my suppressor, which I'm going to show you in a second. In fact, I'm going to show you that right now. I'll make sure I charge this. This has got like a separate charging cable, but I don't know what you guys think of that now, how that looks. But in terms of just like very lightweight, very compact, if I need this to like pack away anywhere, it is tiny. And then I've got all the function I need, i.e. laser, flashlight, and my red dot. Okay, so let's go with the suppressor. Now, this is the thing that I'm most excited about. I actually planned this out before I left the US. I was like, okay, so how am I gonna, I am playing a couple of indoor games, and I'm gonna be playing in dark environments. And so tracer units for me, I'm a bit of a convert for them. I used to be like, I don't really need that. Why would I need that? It just kind of shows where I am. But it is so much more fun being able to play and seeing like your BB fly. So what I ended up doing was I picked up one of my favorites, not Smoky Wolf, sorry, that's the wrong thing to say, E-Shooter Flare, Smoky Flare tracer units. So that is what is inside this right now, is the E-Shooter Flare. So that is the one where I'm going to put liquid inside it and it's going to smoke when it fires. Stay tuned because I'll be doing some testing videos on this as well in here, and then obviously we'll have some gameplay. But I've put one of those in there, and then I went and picked up one of the Manta suppressors. This is a real one. These are about $80 and they're about twice the length, so you have to cut them down to the size of the suppressor. I would have cut this slightly longer, but I need to be able to unscrew this to charge it and to unscrew this to be able to fill the liquid in there. So I kind of went for a little bit of a shorter version. Still wanted the Manta suppressor logo on there just because that's kind of cool. And then also what I did is I got one of my favorite creators, who is called Basterd Labs, printed, and you've seen a video probably if you follow the channel, these end caps. Normally it's like a clear end cap. I didn't want that, so I printed one of his end caps to switch out, which is going to give me still that bleed for the smoke as well as like some muzzle flash, which I think is going to look awesome. I got the Manta suppressor in green, and so I think that this is going to look pretty cool. Now, before I did this video, I actually had like tried to take this off just to see if I could be able to set it up. Luckily, I did that because I ended up having to drill out this suppressor, this flash hider. It was super, super tight. Stripped the actual grub screw going in there, which was not ideal. So you can see there, I actually just drilled it out. Luckily, I had a drill here and sort of like managed to just order some drill bits that would like drill out a grub screw. And it's my first time doing it and it actually went fairly well. So I'm kind of happy that got done. But this here is gonna go And what I kind of was thinking when I ordered this was I was like, I really actually very much like the fat style of the Manta suppressors. And I think it matches the style of the like Rattler handrail, like the handguard. I think it's just a chubby little fat handrail. And so I think that that kind of fits it super well. In fact, I think I saw a video of Jag Precision's one, sorry, Jag Precision, Jag Airsoft, where he, like Jaeger Precision and Jag Airsoft, they're like confusing them. But I saw one of his most recent videos where he had a Rattler and had the Manta suppressor. I've had these on other replicas, but when I saw that, I was like, that looks really, really cool. It almost reminds me slightly of the CAC KS1, where it's got the thinnish rail with that like suppressor that's the same dimensions. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And so now with all of these attachments on, what I now have is red dot, flashlight laser, and then I have a tracer unit with smoke. And that is added a fair bit of weight to it. I mean, it's not like heavy at all. It's not super, super light, but this thing is just very, very maneuverable. Like it feels like a kind of tiny MP5, but obviously it's taking AR mags, and I just really, really like it. I just think that paint job, it just looks incredibly cool. Okay, so the only other thing that I could do on here would be to put this on, which is a foregrip. And I don't know if it's necessary. Like where I am here with that my thumb on that flashlight, like it's fairly easy to feel it and to find it. So I don't know if I need it, but that is kind of what I would be doing if it was there. I don't think I would go full forward. I don't think I would go full back. But what I normally do with my replicas is it's how I hook my hand. I don't normally grab this like an actual handle, but I will often kind of like hook it. I'm going to try it on, and you can let me know if you think it's a mistake or if it looks good. And I might just take it off at the end of the video if we don't like it. Let me get what is going to fit this. But I also will be doing the video of my HK416 very shortly as well. So you'll be able to see how I'm building that out. So if you want to see that, definitely turn on the notifications. I'm going to be trying to upload at least like 2 videos a day while I'm in London. So that's going to be a bit of a, there's going to be a lot of content. So you may get a few notifications coming through, but hopefully if you guys like what you're seeing in terms of what I'm doing, that won't be annoying. That will just be exciting that there's another video coming out. And I'm really excited to test these things out and use them. Like that's kind of it's kind of hard sitting here being like, I've actually got like a family event thing tomorrow, and it's quite hard sitting here and not being able to like go out and use them properly. Okay, let's do a rotation. Okay, I just undid that somehow. Great. Should probably tighten these up a bit more as well. I think I kind of would love if this was colored in terms of the same paint job as the Rattler, but I do think because I've got the K2 Plus, again, made from Magpul, made by Magpul, because I've got that in FDE, I think it matches it pretty well. And because the coloring is kind of like a brown, green, khaki FDE like tone, I think it also matches that green FDE suppressor as well. Sorry, that green, Ranger green Manta suppressor cover. What is also going to be sad is me leaving these when I go. So I've got a feeling I'm going to be like, no, I just want to take it with me. And it's going to be very difficult for me to fly these back to the US. And I do need a setup here so I can play whenever I'm around. Struggling with this today. Okay. I am on LA times, and obviously it's right now it's like 11:30 in the morning, so it's about like 3 a.m. for me, 3:30 in the morning. That's probably why I'm not putting this on as clean as I would do. Okay, so that is, I do actually quite like it with that feeling of that there. I kind of want to put this slightly further forward. I might actually just slightly move this, move the flashlight and suppressor, sorry, flashlight and laser slightly further forward, and just see if my thumb just rests a bit nicer on there. Because they are very, very light, these foregrips. So it's not like it's adding a huge amount of like weight to it, and it's also in a position where it's not, you know, it's not making it any more awkward or uncomfortable. Do I go that far forward? I think that's good. I mean, also the other thing to mention is the closer I get the flashlight further forward, the better in terms of just clearing the suppressor and not cutting out as much of the, because it's obviously going to get in the way as it's shining forward of the flashlight. So you can see here, like when it's on my thing, on my leg, there's like that area there, which is being blocked by the suppressor. I even kind of want it further forward than that, but I don't think that's going to work. So guys, I think that is basically what this is now going to look like. This has been my kind of initial custom build for the Axios Customs. I should just, instead of calling it a Salvo Precision, I might just call it the Axios Customs Rattler, because that is kind of like, he's taken a lot of the internals. The externals minus the paint job and the K2 Plus is obviously Salvo Precision, but he's changed most of the internals in it. The hot unit, the rubber, the barrel, he's upgraded like the nozzle, put an end pass in it. So it basically is an Axios Customs one. But I think that looks pretty damn cool. I might move that red dot slightly further forward is the only thing I'm thinking. Other than that, I think that might be where I'm going to run it for right now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Let me know your comments. Let me know if there is anything that you would change on this, or if there's something that you think I should do differently. And I'll listen to you, and I'll probably comment and respond and tell you why I'm not doing that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I will be doing another video right now, which may not come out for another few hours, on my HK416A5 build, and what I'm going to put on that in terms of attachments. Get ready. That one's going to look pretty cool as well. Thanks, guys. See you all soon. Goodbye.